Shalom, Kahalal, YAHAWADAH, Yahushua, Rakakadash, honors and duty elders, apostles of great Muslim salutations to you sincere Akim out there who are doing the work of Yahuwah, Yahushua, Rakakadash, preaching the gospel of repentance to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and your descendants among the nations where you've been scattered, is about the elect. Returning unto the Heavenly Father after the mediator, the intercessor, the only mediator between us and the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and that man being Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse 1 says, honor a physician with honor due unto him, for the uses which ye have of him. For the Lord have created him. And right now, the world is in desperate need and lack of physicians. Because what has been established today, what they call the medical industry. These different pharmaceuticals, it's all nothing but witchcraft. There is no form of healing. And this man's Esau Edom's medicine, who you know as the so-called Caucasian man. His progress in the so-called medical industry, it is not real medicine. Medicine is off the ground. Okay, unlike what this man has been bringing forth throughout the ages, it is a total lie. Okay, it is just not the truth. And there's nothing to have to honor this man. He's not the physician who is to be honored. What does this man has have done with all of his technological advances, with all the ample amount of information that this man has access to? What the hell has he been doing lately? He has been on this ongoing, pursuit to depopulate, to make sure that the planet gets depopulated. This is this man's main goal, and he's using his so-called medical advancements, medical technology to do that. Abortion. That's another medical innovation. And that's part of his medicine. His cure to different problems that are now have been identified in society, and some of the things which medically they call problems in this society, they're not actually problems. Okay, giving birth, falling pregnant is one hell of a beautiful thing to happen. It is not a problem. But he presented as a problem, and it has been being presented as a problem in society. And therefore, a solution for it is what is abortion. You see, having gender reassignments. Scripture tells us that whatever you were born, that's whatever you are. Even your so-called science, your basic knowledge of your basic science, your genetics, you can't change basic biology. Man is man, woman is woman. Those are not the same. But this man with his technology, this wicked physician, who does not cut off lung disease, but he is the cause and the creator of all these different diseases, and he promotes all these diseases. The center of disease control is a prime example of it. You know what? Let me just do is let me get to this article. There was an article that says teen vaping reaches epidemic proportions. Expects future social. So let me read this again. It says expects Let me read this again. All right, from Salon website. It says, as teen vaping reaches epidemic proportions, experts fear future social costs. An entire generation of teens is vaping, which will cause the public health equation in the future. It says, which will change the public health equation in the future. Because vaping, unlike how it was being presented at the entry level, that now this is a much more healthy alternative. Science has actually proven this. The same science and the same standard of science that has proven previously has proven vaping to be the better, healthier alternative that has practically zero side effects and harm to human. The same standard that is used in the same medical industry. The same guys. Now it has been found out that it was all just a lie. Just like your medicine, what you call medicine, these different pills, you're taking one pill for one illness to combat one certain symptoms. Then with one pill that you're taking for one disease and one with a different with certain symptoms that you may be having, the side effects, even some of the side effects includes death. But that's supposed to be medicine. That's not the case. It's not medicine. Those are nothing but a bunch of concocted chemicals which do not attack the root cause of the disease nor address it, but it does one thing: it alleviates the symptoms, thinking that you've been treated, but that's not the case. The disease is still there. Let's get this in Job 14. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 14. It's Job chapter 13, not 14. Job chapter 13 and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. This is Esau, Edom. A liar, a forger of lies. A forger of lies, a physician of no value. Had he had any form of value, instead of him looking for a new way of making money out of the masses, it would just came up with the truth. Look, man, this thing, man, the studies actually proves that this thing is just as bad. It is just as bad as the original. You see? Let me just keep reading this article. It says, the rise of mysterious and deadly lung disease thought to be linked to vaping, nicotine, or cannabis-related products have doctors and public health experts across the country are scrambling to identify a definitive cause. The definitive cause is very simple: vaping. And vaping, that's the definitive cause. An epidemic, says, the epidemic emphasizes the mysterious and unstudied health effects of vaping. Let me just read this again. These men are lying. Let me just read this again in Job. Before I read this paragraph again, let me read this in Job. Let's say the book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. It says here the pandemic emphasis. So like it says, the pandemic emphasizes the mysterious and unstudied health effects of vaping. How is it the unstudied? How could vaping? How is it possible that the health effects of vaping were not studied? How did it get approved? How did it meet the standard, your scientific standards of qualifying as a much more healthier alternative to the traditional way of smoking nicotine and all these bad products. Forgers of lies. The pandemic emphasizes the mysterious and unstudied health effects of vaping, and also raises fears over medical consequences of long-term vaping for teens. Some of the most avid users of e-cigarettes, as 1 in 5 high school studies in the United States vape. This is an epidemic. It says on Friday the Center the Center for Disease Control and Prevention said the number of vaping related illnesses surged at least 450 cases in 33 states and the Virgin Islands, and cautioned people about using e-cigarettes, especially those bought off the streets. These are the same thing. It's the same end product. Whether you're gonna buy these things from your local stores, you buy it online, you buy it on your street corner, it's the same poison. It is still the exact same poison that you should not be using in the first place. In fact, let's go back to Ecclesiasticus 38 and this, let me see. Ecclesiasticus, let me see the verse. Ecclesiasticus chapter 8 and verse 15. He that sinneth, it says, he that sinneth before his maker, let him fall into the hand of the physician. And this man, we already know this man is not a proper physician, because here you are, you sin against your maker, the Heavenly Father YAHAWADAH, is directed towards you, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and your descendants among the nations. So the Most High said, Scripture tells you that, look, he that sinneth against his maker, let him fall into the hands of a physician. And we know very well this man is not a true physician. Okay, he does not cut off lung disease, but he's the prolonger and the promoter and the creator of all these diseases, and the preserver and the spreader of the diseases. So you're gonna fall straight into his hands. This mysterious unknown lung disease, throat cancer, lung cancer, you name them all, lip cancer, you name all these different diseases. Because that's part of you sinning against your maker. Let's get First Chronicles, First Corinthians. Let's go to First Corinthians. This is First Corinthians chapter 3. First Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. It says, know ye not that ye are the temple of the living power, and that the Spirit of the Heavenly Father YAHAWADAH dwelleth in you? If any man defile his temple, let him, it says, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. And you vaping, smoking, singing, weed, dacha, cannabis, that's you defiling the temple. And the Most High will most certainly will destroy you eventually. Lung disease, cancer, the Most High will destroy you eventually because you're defiling the temple. That's why whatever type of smoke, when you come across, okay, you end up coughing. That's the sign of your body rejecting, okay, the carbon that is entering your lungs. Okay, you're not supposed to be putting any more form of smoke within you at all. That's you defiling your temple. And you're gonna fall straight into the hands of a physician. Ecclesiasticus 38. One more time, Ecclesiasticus chapter 38. Verse 15 says, he that sinned before his maker, let him fall into the hands of a physician. Alright, you're gonna fall prey to this man, Esau, Edom's demonic lies and deceptions, and you're gonna end up with all kinds of mad diseases on you, because you rejected no YAHAWADAH. Let's get in Hosea 4. So the book of Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6 says, for my people are destroyed for the lack of for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And that's why we have this huge number of these teenagers who are into vaping. All you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the young men of you and daughters of you, you are into all this madness of smoking cigarettes or smoking weed. And I'm sick and tired of every single time when I'm walking from work to my place, somebody's puffing fucking cigarettes, smoke in my face. I'm sick and tired of that shit. I'm sick and tired of that shit, man. Every time when I'm on my way to work, walking, there's somebody's blowing fucking weed or smoke in my face. I'm sick and tired of that shit. May all of you fall into the hands of physicians. May all of you catch cancer by the Spirit and power of YAHAWADAH. Sick and tired of that nonsense, because you're already defiling your temple. Anyway, God, all praises and glory be unto YAHAWADAH. Honors to you, elders, apostles, salutations to you, sincere Akimote. Shalom.